So that's about the flow of water got going through the property right there. Is it enough to run a sluice box? I don't know. There's my little setup right here. My detector there. My buckets. My seat to sit down. Some gold pans and stuff. So, kind of wondering if it's enough flow to set my box in. But I don't want to, I'm not setting up here, just want to know how much flow is coming through the property. I'll go check the other end. So, I'm out here in the pasture running some this is tertiary rock that came out of the culvert that they replaced on the road. So when the county was looking for a place to dump the dirt, I say, well, hey, I'll just take that dirt, dump it right in my place. So they did, and I'm sifting through it to see if there's any gold in it. So what I'm doing here is, this is, I think 30 mesh, if I remember right. Getting all the really fine stuff first to kind of go through it, scan the fine stuff out, and see if there's any gold in it. If there is, it probably is really fine stuff. And then I can just quickly pan through this heavier material without having all the fines in it, so it goes quicker. And what I'm doing is I'm shaking it up with a water action, which gets it to go through the stream. And it's basically like, probably finer than a window screen. So any like little flower gold is going to drop through, in which that's what I'm going to pan out. So, like, wow, I already see some black sands. So the idea is to get it stirred up and move the gold down to the bottom. It's very compacted, fine sand. It's like just really stiff. So basically you want to mix it up so that the gold works down to the bottom. And then you're just gonna wash the layer off, shake it. It would be better to do this in a creek, but I just, for comfort wise, I'm doing it on the back of my quad. And I got a little chair to sit in. And a lot of people do that too, is they'll have a chair that you just kind of plop in a creek or river and do your panning wet. And the thing is, when you get down to the black sands, the process kind of slows down even more because the black sands are much heavier than their normal material. So what I'm just kind of doing is just doing a sampling of this material, see if there's any gold in it. And if there is gold in it, then maybe I might put a sluice box in the water or something, you know, when the water's flowing good, and try to run it at a little bit bigger of a scale. But the black sands definitely looks like a good sign that there's something in it. Something shiny showing up there, but it's still really looking dark. So who knows, could be a piece of aluminum can, because it did come out of the road. So that long time ago I did a video on this culvert to send to the county that it was, blown out. And I posted on YouTube, so it's way back in my YouTube channel. I think I did a couple videos on it. So they come out and they cut the road. And, this thing just went on for years. So finally, lo and behold, they come out and actually cut and dug it out, closed off the road for a while. But I was kind of, once they cut it and then continue to let it go, I'm thinking, oh God, what if that thing really, undermines, washes out, there's going to be a big crevasse in the middle of the road and cars are going to get stuck in it. Because one year, because the culvert was so blown out and, it couldn't handle the flow that was coming down on a heavy rain, it would just flowed right over the road, then washed all the gravel off the road on my side and into my field, and made a big, like a drop off, so if a car were to swerve and get off the side of the road, they're going to get stuck, because their car's going to track on that drop off, and then there's a big ditch over there. I can show you the camera a bit. Like you can see it over there. See the ditch of the drop off of the road, and then that new area where that big gravel. That's where that culvert went through. They would attach the road. Sorry, I went dinking with the camera and turned it off. So every once in a while you got to kind of loosen that sand back up and shake it back up, because you're just washing off top layer, it kind of tends to get a little bit compacted. What I might do when I get down there is switch pans to a smaller pan. It's a little bit tight confinement panning in this. What it is you can get them at a hardware store. They're for like mixing up small batches of cement. So they're over in at Home Depot or Lowe's in the cement section with all your bags of cement, stuff like that. It's kind of handy for setting up a home panning station where, say you go out and you got a little sluice box and you take all your concentrates out of your sluice box as you dump them into a bucket, take them home, and then in the comfort of your home you can pan out that golden and more secure environment. One thing too that helps out when you're panning really fine stuff, because you'll get like air bubbles actually on the gold, and the gold will just float right out of the pan. So if you just put like a drop of soap in water, you don't want to really do that unless you're using some environmentally friendly biodegradable soap in the wild, but in the home situation it shouldn't be much of a problem. Just so your animals don't drink the soapy water, they might get diarrhea. So you can see there's a lot of black sand in that. very slow process, but it's also very peaceful, especially if you're doing this out in the nature. You know, you go out to some peaceful place, you're listening to the flow of the river going by, just yourself and your thoughts, and just washing the sand out of the pan, looking for little specks to show up as you're washing them out. It's pretty peaceful. So you're looking for something to do and maybe make a little bit of money doing it, go get yourself some mining equipment. And I don't know if you know it or not, but probably if you're watching this, you probably already do. The price of gold has really gone up. Silver too. It's upwards of $4,000 an ounce right now. Today is what is today? I think, I don't even know. I think it's like the 15th, 16th of November. So and some reports, they think that by the end of the year, gold can be up at $5,000 an ounce, and I don't doubt that. You know, I don't think that's really any hyperbole, because we've just seen gold go from $2,000 an ounce to $3,000 an ounce, and now $4,000 an ounce in a short amount of time. There's a lot of geopolitical things that are going on, as well as even with our own government, central banks. A lot of people are saying they're going to get rid of our dollar and go for some digital monetary system that they can track and control our every move, what we do and what we spend our money on. So having gold and silver as a medium of exchange, which is true money, real actual money. I mean, we never really had crazy inflation until the banker gangsters took over our monetary system back in, well, way back in 1913. But when really our money went off the gold standard in the early 70s, when they no longer made coins with any silver in them, that's when we really started seeing inflation take off. People, I think, are starting to wake up that, you know, their paper that they have in their wallet is really nothing backing it. And they'd made some deal with the Saudis to, you know, put a hegemony or whatever on the dollar, so that all these other countries, when they wanted to buy oil from them, they had to first exchange their money into dollars. Then they can buy the Saudi oil. But now, what I hear, that the Saudis are selling their oil now in Chinese yuan. So they're saying that there's some new monetary system called the BRICS that'll take over and be the new world currency that they can exchange. Ooh, I'm already starting to see some gold showing up. It's going to be the new medium of exchange. So I don't know. And then there's all this big play over, you know, what's going to be the new digital dollar, as far as all these crypto money. You know, is it going to be XRP? Is it going to be Bitcoin? Is it going to be, you name them? There's so many different ones. Personally, I think with the digital, money, they were just basically beta testing it and getting people to buy in to the craziness so that they can push their control grid money. Because before they say, oh, it's totally anonymous if you have Bitcoin. And then they say, oh, well, not really. So. I don't know if you can see the amount of black sands that are showing up. Quite a bit. Now, but I think I'm going to switch to a smaller pan. So here's one thing, if you go buy a brand new pan, you want to take a scouring pad and scour the thing up, because the gold will just, like the oils in the plastic or something, they'll just fly right out of it. Checking to see if I left any gold in this pan, make sure it's clean. Nope, nothing. Just dirt. But yeah, so you don't want a real nice, shiny, clean pan. Scuff it up, whether you use a scouring pad or just some sand, get it in there and just scratch the hell out of it. And a smaller pan sometimes too is nicer, a little bit more comfortable. Like you can see, I'm just using one hand now instead of having to use two. Much more comfortable. I'll swirl it and see if I can see anything in it. Hard to tell with the muddy water, but I think I do see some in it, some really fine stuff. Just some little micro flakes. So there's gold in it, just super fine, but that is like 30 mesh. Yeah, there's just a tremendous amount of black sands in it, but I do definitely see some gold in it. Really fine stuff. I don't know if it's going to show up on the camera there, but I see the little tiny flakes all through it. So it's, you know, I'm seeing like 30 or 40 little small tiny flakes. So as far as is that worth it on a larger scale, yeah, it all adds up. I mean, if you can see that was just a tiny amount of dirt running through there. So if I was going to run, say, a yard of material out of it, how much would that be? 30 little micro flakes. We'll have to see what it looks like with the larger gravel. See if there's some bigger flakes in this stuff here. So I'm gonna go get some fresh water, pan out that larger stuff, and see. Well, I kind of want to save that. I'll just do it here. Heck. I'll just pan it out into the other one. I kind of want to separate that fine sand and keep it. But let's see what we get out of this. This should pan pretty quick, because it's just gravel, pretty much. It's all the really fine stuff is out of it. And that's something, you know, to invest in when you get your gold pans, is get some gravel classifiers, different size meshes, so you can classify the gravel down. And it makes panning easier because you don't have to contend with a lot of the rocks when you're trying to pan out the really fine stuff. Okay, and then when you get down to like that, you just kind of do your little minor swirl, see if there's anything in it. I don't, well, there's one speck, two speck. Take it down a little bit more. I lost the two specks that I saw. That's one nice thing doing it in the river. You got nice fresh water instead of this muddy water. I think I lost the two specks that I had. Oh, there they are. You go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 specks of gold. So all right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Not bad. So I'll just add to that. So if you've never watched my channel before, you know, it's kind of a farm channel, but I am here on the farm, and you know, you just all kinds of fun things to do on a farm. So you might not think of doing prospecting on your farm, but you know, if you buy a farm that's got gold bearing material on it, or if you don't know, why not just try it? One of the things I do notice on here, I mean, yeah, this material here was from under the road, but it probably was there originally, or maybe they brought it in, I don't know, from somewhere else, but it is tertiary rock. So all throughout my farm, I do have a lot of these tertiary rocks. So at one time, this whole area was lake bottom or river bottom, mud flow, or you know what they say, the mud flood at one time. And there is this creek that runs through it seasonally. Right now the water flow is not that great, but it was probably better a while ago when it was raining, and probably last night. But when my neighbor's little pond fills up, and probably the other neighbors, then you know there's nowhere to go. So then it really starts flowing. I'll even get fish come flowing through my yard here. I've seen some really big ones, and those big white egret birds, they come by and eat the fish. In fact, I saw one this morning before I come out. I was looking to see if any come from the neighbor's pond into my place through that culvert. So once again, what I'm doing is I'm shaking it up, getting the heavier, the gold and whatever's heavy, to the bottom. You know, you'll be surprised. Sometimes you'll find garnets and jade, different, you know, things that have a higher specific gravity will go to the bottom of the pan. You know, a lead shot, like from shotgun, bullets, anything that's heavy will work down the bottom of the pan. So that classification there was the 30 above, and then prior to that, that was what was before the 30 mesh. So I screened all that heavier rocks out. Looks like there's still some playing. I didn't get it all broke up. that's one of the things too with classifying it. If there's clay balls in it, like even mud clods, you know, you want to get those broke up, because they'll actually steal your gold. It'll just roll right through there, picking up your gold and rolling right out of your pan or your sluice box. They'll actually have specialized mining equipment for working in areas that have high clay amounts. Special jets, special equipment in the mining process to break that clay up. The more you can get it broke up, the better it is, and it doesn't steal your gold. There's so many ways of getting gold. Tell you a crazy story a lot of people, you know, don't know about Sacramento. They're getting gold out of people's poop in the poop plants. They put anodes and cathodes in the water and use electrolysis to get the gold out. So see, they're charging you for your sewage, and they're getting a lot of stuff out of the the poop. You know, from gold to copper to whatever that they're getting out of it. And I've heard this is going to really disgust a lot of people, but you know, of course, I love doing that. Think about lipstick. There's lots of oil that they have to get out of those what they call reclamation plants, and they make lipstick out of the oils. Pretty nasty. So next time you're putting that lipstick on or kissing your loved one with lipstick still, oh, you're not touching with those lips. Wipe that off first. Pretty gross. Yeah, when I heard that make you think twice. And you know, since we're on that shitty subject, there's these farmers I've been hearing about back east that can no longer sell their beef because they're testing for PFEs, because they were getting that sewage sludge, putting it on their fields for the food that their cows were eating. Yeah, so the PFEs are in the water, or in that sludge that he was putting on his field, because all the Teflon coated pans that people are using cooking with, they're putting that PFEs in different products, you know, and it's just made its way into the sewer systems, and then this guy's using that sewage sludge as a cheap fertilizer. You know, that's just terrible, because you think about all the medications and stuff that people take. Yeah, I mean, it was just a stupid move, but it's put his family farm, I forget how many generations he said has had it, out of business. You know, you know, he's got all these cows he's feeding now, and he can't make any money off. He can't sell any of them, and he can't sell the milk from his cows. So it's just really destroyed his business, you know, his family business. And you know, I mean, he can't even sell his farm. I mean, he'd have to disclose that you know, his whole farm's contaminated. All right, let's see what we got. There's one one spec. It's hard to tell this muddy water. Minor swirl here. There's one spec. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So about 17 specs. How many, with the other stuff, per yard, I would venture to say maybe a half a gram per yard. Not that great. Not that great at all. On a larger scale operation, running a lot of it, like Tykerd's doing, they're getting the gravel out of it, and the gold's just a byproduct that they don't mention. Yeah, it would be worth it. So that's about it. If you stuck through this long, thanks for watching. I know this is going to be a long one, 31 minutes, and there was that first part that was cut off. So, a long video. So, hope you enjoyed it. And if you like it, share it. If you aren't subscribed, subscribe. Think about subscribing. Helps out. I think, right now I'm still under 500 subscribers, 400 and something, I think. So, not that I'm looking to monetize this channel. I don't care about any of that. It's just kind of, I think it gets it out to more people. And hopefully people enjoy the farm life, and if they're not already doing it themselves, they do it. I think more and more people are finding out the problems with the cities and getting out of them. My wife and I, we used to live in a city. We lived in San Francisco, and I'm glad when we were able to retire and got the heck out of there. So my wife, at first, she didn't like it, being a city girl, and wanted to move back. But I think now, I tell her, hey, the property value is really dropping in San Francisco. You want to go buy another house there? Oh, no. She doesn't want anything to do with it. So, anyways. But, thanks for watching. Take care.